Blessings, my people. Just a few tips that you are to note whenever you are going to purchase a pre-owned vehicle in Jamaica.
5 things you must know when buying a used car in Jamaica. Number 1, never buy a car based on impulse. Trust me, I did that and almost got ripped off. 2, ask for the valuation report. It is a used car, so you want to know the mileage on that car. 3, always go with someone who knows about cars so they can explain everything to you. And 4, always drive the car before you buy it so that you can feel how the car feels. And 5, if you're not buying by cash and you're buying by loan, just know that it will take up to 2 weeks from a financial institution, depending on the type of bank that you choose.
If you're buying a car in Jamaica, these are the things that you need to know. First, make sure you have money. Whether it be a savings or somebody will help you, but you are going to need money. Then, you have to identify the car where you want. It can be pre-owned, whether from somebody you know or a car mart, or if you act like that, a brand new whip. Make sure you do your research. Every bank have different interest rates or different deals that they advertise. Pick the best one. Shop around. Normally when you're approaching the bank, they're going to want to give you a car loan. What they don't tell you is everything that's attached to it, depending on the bank. Each bank does the car loan based on the year of the car. The newer the car, the better the deal. The older the car, no. If you buy a brand new car, may have 2023 to 2025, you can do a car loan. If at 2017, 2016, do an unsecured loan. I can't go into everything in one video. Go to part 2. Here's the price breakdown for using an unsecured loan to buy a car in Jamaica. I opted to use Scotiabank because I'm a public sector worker, and because of that, I was at an advantage. First Global Bank, JMMB, and credit unions are good for unsecured loans. Through Scotiabank, I borrowed a total of $1.4 million. In that 1.4, the processing fee was about $85,000, which would mean that I went home with 1.3 and change. The selling price of the car was 1.7 million and I only got 1.3 from the bank, which would mean that the remainder of the money has to come from my pocket. My monthly payment for the loan is $33,700 and I'll be paying that for 5 years. My loan process with Scotiabank took 72 hours, 3 business days, and that's because I provided all the documentation. My loan officer was proactive, so everything ran smoothly. At the tax office, I had to pay $2,700 for the plates, $12,000 for the transfer of the title, and $1,500 for the fee for that. And then I had to pay $6,500 to license the car for 6 months, and from the car mart, the fitness was already done. I also insured my car comprehensively using an insurance broker, so my insurance is $96,000 yearly. Remember me telling you so we're gonna need money? That me that table. Comment down below if you have any other questions. I'll be more than happy to help. Bye.
$700,000 for a 2026 Oxio. You think that's real? Story time on how my friend almost got car scammed. So I have a friend. She's been looking to buy a car. So she asked me if I knew of anybody selling vehicles. I told her no, but jacars.net is the best place to find vehicles in Jamaica. So download the app. She said, alright, cool, bet. She created her account and went on her merry way. 2 days later, she called me and she said, oh, she's getting the deal of a lifetime. She saw a 2016 Oxio in very good condition on the app for $700,000. My alarm bell them start go up because ding ding ding. Red flag. I was like, all right, cool. Is it from a dealer or is it a person that's selling it? She says it's from a dealership. Is the dealership verified on the app? She's like, no. So I said, you do know that jcars.net actually encourage their dealers to get verified and you can see it because that's the only way to prove that you're actually dealing with a dealership. It's like, oh, she didn't know. She told me that they wanted her to send a deposit. Have you seen the vehicle? She said, no. Are you okay? I said, jcars.net actually encourage persons to view the car first before sending your deposit. It's like, oh, she never know about all of them something here. Anyways, luckily she listened to me. She didn't send her money. She notified them on the app and they removed the account. So guys, if you're looking for cars to buy in Jamaica, you're going through jacars.net. Just know that dealers are verified on the app to view the car first before you send your money. Cool? Can't say I never want to know.
Alright, so the man them at the car mart are gonna hate me for that one. The man them when I sell used car. Oh, yeah, tell the people them say, oh, It no check engine like nothing no do it. When we scan them the car they say boy full of code and then them gonna tell you say no, me no want you scan it. You can't scan it. The boss say you can't scan it. Nah buy them car they go. How much did I spend to get this car from this to this in Jamaica? So initially I spent $175,000 to purchase it. I then test drove it, and after realizing that everything was good, I sent it to the body shop. Bye bye Pearl. The bodywork was done for about a total cost of $35,000, and after that I went to the spray part of the shop and I got it sprayed, which cost me around $48,000. So that would cover the exterior of the car, but remember the interior looks like this. So I went to the junkyard to see if I could get some parts, and I found seats, the glove compartment, the running board, and a side panel at the top from 11 that was scrapping, and that only cost me $35,000. Alright, so it was time to wrap up this project. So I gutted the car, I vacuumed the excess dirt, used the power wash to get the dirt that the vacuum couldn't get, and then I used a washing brush with soap to finally clean the interior. After that I washed it out again, let it dry, and put back everything together. I also installed an Android radio and ambient lighting. I got both of these items from MaxD Auto. You can check them out on Instagram. But with that being said, there is only one more thing to do to this vehicle, and that is to race it. So I called one of my friends and I raced him. Here's the clip. Oh my God! And there you have it. This is the final product, and this is the total amount that was put into this project.
Why would anyone want to do a special importation of a motor vehicle from Japan? Why go through all that trouble? Local vehicles are always affordable with super low mileage, and guess what? These units are never been driven on rough roads before. So perfect unit, perfect price. So guess what? Always choose local vehicle. Is that right? Yes, we both know that's not true, but let's talk the real reason why special importation is definitely the way to go. So now, let's talk some facts about special importation. When doing a special importation, there are some amount of advantage. So today we will be going through a few advantages of special importation. So the first one, saves money. When doing a special importation, it saves you a ton of money. I'm talking about all the markup. You will be excluding all those fees. Then, payment plan. When doing a special importation with Time Import Express, you get the opportunity to do a payment plan, which means you don't have to find all the money at once. And then you will be able to pay for whichever feature you want when doing a special importation. So if you don't want a sunroof, you don't need to pay that extra for a sunroof. The final reason, no need to be overpaying for units with high mileage. Do special importation, choose the mileage that you want. Special importation is the cheapest way to own a vehicle. What do you think? Drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think about special importation.
Alright people, so this is a part 2 of how to insert a used car phone and buy it. First thing I want to do, I scan it to the OB2 reader, but this does it pick up the codes coming from the ECU. Next thing, look for any signs of leaks. Next thing I want to do, I check the fluid levels. So you ever check the oil, you ever check the coolant, you ever check the brake fluid, and the power steering fluid level. Check the transmission fluid if you can, and check under the engine cap, which is this, if you see any milkshake business. One important thing we have to do is check the engine frame, make sure it's straight. Very important, rust, and this is an example of what you don't want to see. Inspect the battery for corrosion and ensure it's secure. Also examine the air filter. So check the belt and the radiator hoses for any cracks or wear. So now you want to also the maintenance record to see if the car has been serviced regularly. Then you want to check for any engine noise. So listen for any unusual engine noises like knocking, rattling, squealing, etc.
I feel for something nice for the Jamaican road. I feel for something comfortable. But ultimately, I feel for something affordable. So right now I'm there at MG. We do some car shopping.
I'm here at MG Jamaica in hopes of finding a vehicle to help me manage these mad Jamaican roads, and the MG ZS pick up on my eye with this fabric interior because it's hot in Jamaica. I decided to take it on a test drive and just ask the real questions.
How good is it on gas?
Alright, so for gas you get 42 miles per gallon.
What?
42 miles?
You mean 42 kilometers, right?
No, 42 miles per gallon.
The only thing I'm worried about now is some of them taxi boy up on the road, and I know how that go already, you know.
No man, so the vehicle have a stop control system in us. So it basically helps you to stop the vehicle without skidding.
Something like this must cost enough money, because that's the only thing that stop me from driving with this vehicle right now. Oh yes, sir.
Ethan,
oh yes, sir.
3990.
3990 what?
3,990,000.
So you're telling me that this vehicle is less than 4 million Jamaican dollars?
4 million yet. You look on 49,000 a month.
Okay, alright. That doable. I mean, I'm going with this.
Yeah. Are you this Ethan?
I mean that.
Fit you.
Yeah, man.
My cool Aries. Buying a car in Jamaica is very hard. Everybody I try to scam you. If the mileage in the back, if the car not leak, if the car was full of filler. Some of them kinda alright still, you know. But then the AC not work.
Buying your car in Jamaica, here are 3 things you should consider when doing so. Know the financial institution that you're going to process your loan through. If not, of course, here at MG will, connect you to a loan officer to be able to process that. Have you run your free credit check for the year? Because a lot of persons don't know, but the credit bureaus actually offer a free credit check for the year. Going into the bank or having that conversation, you'll have that on hand to know where you stand. What is also very important is to find out timelines. When are they looking to get into the car? That is very important because, you don't want to have the customer on a car right now when really and truly they're looking to buy 2-3 months from now. You also want to discuss pricing with them. Pricing is very important. A lot of the times that is at the top of the list for customers. So you want to, be transparent with them, let them know that you're having this list price for this car. However, I'll give you a special offer for this. So price is definitely something that's also at the top of the list to discuss. When persons are looking for cars, they're looking at different things. Some persons are not fussy. Some persons look at the aesthetics, the features. So that conversation has to be had. The size of the rims, there are a lot of things that people look for when buying a car. So those are some of the key questions that we definitely should ask our customers. I'm Jody Jones Mendez, sales manager for MG Jamaica.
Things you need to know when buying a car in Jamaica. Part 2. When you identify the vehicle and you do your market research and you finally pick the bank where you want to use, you know say you have to go work with the documentation. You are going to need a job letter. Processing fees. Every loan from every financial institution requires a processing fee. Some banks, the processing fee can be in the loan or you can pay the processing fee out of your pocket. Remember me telling you, say we're not going to need money. You're going to need money for buy the plate. You're going to need money for license. You're going to need money for insure. And if you're doing a car loan, they not grant the loan to you unless you have the money for insure the vehicle. Let me reiterate. If you not have the money for insure the vehicle comprehensively, the loan, no bother with the car loan. If it's a pre-owned vehicle, you're going to need money for change out the name out of the title. Let me know if you guys want a video with the price breakdown. The loan officers at the banks, based off my personal experience, they want you to run it down. So it is very important to collect the name, the email address, and multiple numbers for the loan officer that you're using. Any line of communication that you're using, make sure it's trackable. So email them and make sure you CC to somebody else that works in the bank. Loan processes normally takes 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how fast you provide the documentation for the business where you conduct. Buying a car in Jamaica is pretty simple once you are fully informed, fully prepared, and deal with people that are proactive.
I'm a big sister to 2 boys, and I talk to them a lot about finances. Just the other day, my little brother and I had a conversation about what it truly costs to own a vehicle in Jamaica. Now, based on that conversation, I saw the need to extend the conversation here to share with you all what my car had cost me from the very first second I bought it to the day I left it in Jamaica. This is going to be a 2-part video. In part 1, I'm going to share what my initial costs were when I was first getting a vehicle. In part 2, we're going to talk about the true cost of owning a vehicle month to month, and I'm going to show you what my car cost me over the 4-year period that I've had it. Disclaimer. What I paid is what I paid for my car and everything that has to do with it. I'm just sharing my numbers. Not what I should have or could have paid. It's what I already paid. Alright? So don't want to come with your, oh, you shouldn't have. I already paid it. Now what? Let me just start the conversation by saying I bought my car in 2021. In 2021, based on what I was making, overall, I could only spend $75,000 on a car. Nothing more. No. I know when you hear me say $75,000, you're going to say, enough money that. But here's the thing. That's where it catches us. Now follow me. In 2021, I bought my first car for $1.53 million. Right? Now because I did a down payment, my loan amount was $1,487,500. At the time, my interest rate was 8.5. It's far exceeded that, of course, with the increase in interest rates over the years. My monthly car payment at the time was $30,519. All right. And I did a compulsory savings of $2,000 per month. Highly recommend that, by the way. You're going to say, Chantal, you have enough money left out of the $75,000 money. You probably could have get one car that cost you $60,000 or even $70,000. But we'll discuss that in part 2. Now, my initial cost for buying my car, one, I paid a down payment of $47,500. Because I didn't have any history of credit, my banker at the time had asked me to put 2 months worth of car payments in my account. So I would have had to put $65,050. My processing fee for the loan was $31,506. Credit bureau fee at the time was $2,306. Now, as it relates to insurance, I did shop around, but after a while I got annoyed and I was like, you know what, let me just go with this one. And I went with a specific one and I paid $156,692 for my insurance for that year. Mind you, my license was brand new. So, of course, I'm going to with a high price. Now, I also had to pay licensing and registration. That was $12,600. I had to buy my plates, which was $2,700. That is something that caught me off guard because I didn't know that I was going to have to pay for that. I don't know how I didn't know that, but I didn't know. I also had to pay for the application of my title, which is $1,800. Transfer fee, $900. And then I paid for titling and fitness, and that was $4,320. Now, the overall cost to get to my car in September of 2021 was $325,374.25. Now, this number looks different for everybody. So it may be lower for you, it may be higher for you, depending on, you know, the car that you chose, the amount that you paid, a whole lot of different factors. What I did in order to make sure that I can afford this amount, I started saving months in advance. So in total, in my car buying fund, I had $350,000 to make sure that I can afford all of these things. I hope this was helpful. In part 2, we're going to talk about what it truly costs to own a vehicle month to month, year to year, and what it has cost me in total for the 4 years that I've had my car. I have school today, so I'm posting part 2 tomorrow.
Blessings, my people. Just a few tips that you are to note whenever you are going to purchase a pre-owned vehicle in Jamaica. So my people, after you have identified the vehicle that you want to purchase, right? And you have physically inspected the vehicle along with your auto body repairer if you are not knowledgeable about certain aspects of the vehicle, wherein has it been damaged before or things like that, your auto body repairer would be in a position to tell you some of those things. You should also check the engine to see if there's any oil leakage or stuff like that. Check the engine oil to see the condition it's in. Things like that can give you an idea of how the person who previously owned the vehicle, the condition that they kept the vehicle. So after you have satisfied yourself with the physical condition of the vehicle and decide that you want to go ahead and make the purchase, the first thing you need to look at is the title for the vehicle. When you see the title for the vehicle, you need to check the information to ensure that it corresponds with the information on the vehicle. For example, the chassis number, the engine number and stuff like that, as also the name of the owner as in relation to who is actually selling the vehicle. You need to look on the title, at the back of the title, to see if it has been signed out by the owner and stamped at the tax office. You should also inquire if the vehicle has any registration fee that's outstanding that has not been paid. Same thing we call back license. Be sure to collect the registration and the fitness documents for the vehicle. Afterwards, you have to check these documents to ensure that they correspond with what's on the title as also what is on the vehicle. After all of that process is completed and you are satisfied with what you have seen so far, before you make the purchase, you need to test drive the vehicle. When you are test driving this vehicle, you need to test drive the vehicle as if it is your own. You need to try to go as fast as you can with it and drive on bad roads with it. You need to see what the suspension is like. You need to feel the vehicle because you are going to spend your money, so you need to know what you are buying. One of the main reasons for you test driving the vehicle like this and test driving it on bad roads is because if certain things are not right on the vehicle and the seller was trying to hide it from you, you test driving the vehicle will reveal certain problems. So when you're test driving, you look over things like overeating, so you pay attention to the gauge, you listen for sounds. Whatever sound is coming from the vehicle will actually tell you what's happening to it. You look if there's any code that will come up in the dashboard, that fault codes to tell you that the vehicle has a problem. And where possible, if you can put a scanner on the vehicle to scan the vehicle to see if there's any fault in the vehicle, that would be a plus for you. A lot of people who are selling their vehicle are only selling it because it has a fault and they want to get rid of it before the fault gets worse, or they have put a plaster over the fault, meaning that they have done a little temporary work on the fault because they want to sell the vehicle to somebody else. So you got to be vigilant whenever you are purchasing a vehicle. People, a very important point to note: whenever you are doing any form of money transaction, meaning that it's time to pay for the vehicle now, do your transaction in the bank as most as possible. However, if it is not possible for you to do the transaction inside the bank, try to do the transaction close to a police station or in a police station. Don't ever allow anyone to lead you into any lane or into any lonely alley with your money, because a lot of people get robbed like that and a lot of people lose their life doing that. Maybe because the price sounds so attractive. Beware and be wise. Don't make stupid moves.
Okay, so hi guys. You guys wanted to know, well, some of you wanted to know the procedure for purchasing a car. So if you're new here, hi, I'm Yashima, and I recently made a big girl purchase of a new car, and so you wanted to know the process. I was wondering if I should do this with my filter. What am I gonna say? I was contemplating, but I'm like, nah, never mind. Okay, so alright, so the first thing first, you have to kinda say, okay, I want a car, right? That is really the first big decision. Like, does a car fit into my life right now? I kind of have a lot going on where I would need a vehicle, so that's the reason why I'm really say, okay, let me go and purchase a car. Because really and truly, if I never have to buy one, I just take my bus and go which part me I go, because God know it is a lot cheaper to take the bus. But the circumstances in my life now kind of make me have to go home at night and stuff, so late night. So it's like for safety, for protection, and also for convenience, because trust me, I'm up and down. I say, alright then, time to purchase a car. So after I make that decision, I say, okay, I'm interested in a car, I check out my budget. So there are some personal things that you need to do before you can even purchase a car. So you think about what I did to work it out in my budget. Sorry guys, the sun hot. What I did to, but it look good for my skin. Okay. So what I did to ensure that it could fit in my budget is that I basically, why do people here watch me? Okay, anyways, I basically put down the amount of money that I could pay for a car payment each month. That's really how I save for it. Then yeah, so that's what I did. So you kind of have to save up like your upfront payment, your deposit. So how I did it, I ensured that I put down my car payment each month. I saved that first, right? So I must say, alright then, when it is that the car come, I have this money I know can always put down, because I know I can save it. It can be in my budget. When you do that now, you say, alright then, the car can fit in my budget. Now it's time to start searching for a car. You can just go on Instagram, like you click 2 car where you like, and all of a sudden your Instagram start flood with all of these different car pages. You look at the different vehicles, like you just find ones that you like, and I would suggest narrowing it down to 2 cars. That okay, I want them 2 cars here, because really and truly when you're purchasing a new car, it doesn't matter how old or how new it is, you should always get a mechanic to check out your vehicles. I made that mistake by I reserved a car before I checked it out, and then I find like 1 and 2 things here and there fixable. But if I did check it out before with a mechanic, then you know I would be in that predicament. So yeah, so narrow it down to 2 cars, and I say 2 because really and truly at the end of the day it costs money to get mechanics to be looking at different vehicles. So when you're looking for vehicles, ensure that you narrow it down to 2. Ask the people them questions, text them, ask them questions, and then we'll tell you what and what about the car and stuff. And you say, alright then, you go with your mechanic. I actually did through financing through the bank, through the credit union. It comes with, yeah. The reason why I use a credit union is because I had someone in there who made my process go faster. Nothing with financing. I never get no financial benefits. I go through the same process as the Uno would have go through. I go through. All the only benefit that I got is that I got my car faster, because you know say it's a lot of people that buy cars. So my process, it just that was the only benefit. I got through faster, and I was able to send, like, every car I find, I could send it to them and ask them how much would I need to pay for this upfront, and how much would be my monthly payment and stuff, and they were able to assist me with that. Once a mechanic check out the car and say, alright then, cool, we can pay for this and that. Now it's time to start the whole process. You go to the people them, you reserve your car. After you reserve your car, you go pay your insurance. If you're a new driver and you're young, guys, me chat and you sit in a record. So yeah, you're gonna pay. So for my insurance, I use ICWI. I don't know if I said that already. And I use quarterly installments. So every 3 months, I pay a portion of my insurance. However, once I'm finished with like this section of my life that there's something going on right now, once I'm finished with that, I'm gonna do yearly. I personally feel like yearly is easier to do. You're broke less, you have more money can spare if any emergency come up, because trust me, emergency will come up, right? So once you get the insurance, once you pay your insurance, them tell you them sign up or whatever, you get your documents and stuff. Oh, and you might get discounts. Then this man is looking right at me. Anyways, I'm gone. So after that, you go to the tax office and you do the licensing and registration. I paid about 12,000, no, I lied, 10,000 something, because for the licensing I took 6 months, because I didn't want my licensing and insurance to be paid at the same time. So I did something there. So once I finish that 6 months, I'm gonna go back and then take a year. So do that if you don't want all of your payments to come up all at once. Once you license it, you send back all your things to the credit union. Then they release the money. Then you go down at the place and call it and tell you, alright, come for your car. You set up whatever documents, and then you get a car, you drive it out. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but if you have any questions, you can always ask. But yeah, when you're saving your money, save your upfront payment, your upfront payment, which includes your first month's car payment, save your insurance, save your licensing, and save money to buy a vehicle, and then save a little top up on that. So if you're buying a car, save for all of that plus more. Okay, so that's really how it goes. If you don't save like that, you will have a bit of difficulty. Like myself, you have a bit of difficulty, but I have a really good support system. And please, you need men. If you're a woman doing this, you need men. Hey, you need the man them. You need the man them, because the man them know about the vehicle them. One of my friends, he helped me. Oh, 2 good places that I know for vehicles where I got my car: Crystal Vehicle Sales and Pristine. If y'all want to go to Pristine, let me know, because I have somebody who can help y'all out to get your car. Yeah. The only reason why I didn't buy my car from Pristine is because I didn't have the color that I wanted. So that's really, I think it did finish by the time I did reach out there, they done. But yeah, so that's really the whole process of buying a car. I hope this was educational. As I said, if you have any questions, you can always ask me. I will answer. And yes, my normally gone for one long time, but I'm back now. Alright, I'm gonna people in workplace. Bye.
Have you ever noticed how Jamaica's roads are packed with the same set of cars? Let's break down the top 10 most common cars in Jamaica right now. At number 1, it's the Toyota Probox. This one's everywhere. Taxis, delivery runs, family drives, you name it. Next is the Toyota Axio, known for its smooth drive, great gas mileage, and resale value. Third place goes to the Toyota Vitz, or Yaris. Compact, affordable, and perfect for city life. At number 4, the Toyota Voxy, the go-to 7-seater for large families and transport operators. Fifth on the list is the Toyota Fielder, a wagon that gives you cargo space and comfort. Then we've got the Honda Fit, sporty, stylish, and super fuel efficient. Number 7 is the Nissan Note, a practical hatchback with modern features. At 8, it's the Suzuki Swift, popular with young drivers for its size and speed. Coming in at 9, the luxury picks, Toyota Mark X or Crown. And rounding out the list, the hard-working Nissan AD wagon. From workhorses to weekend cruisers, Japanese cars run the island.
If you're in the used car business, that means you buy and sell motor vehicle, yeah? That's your line of trade. Or even if you don't start and you intend to buy and sell motor vehicles and you want everything in-house under your name, you don't want to use nobody license at all, you will need a motor vehicle import license. So what is a motor vehicle import license? The motor vehicle import license is a document that allows you to bring in cars and sell cars, yeah? So you'll need that document to import the cars yourself. We assist with that process and we do everything from start to finish. Our process is very easy and hassle-free. So we basically gather all compliance related documents that is needed for your approval from start to finish, and we provide all guidance, yeah? So if you know you don't want to use nobody license and you want to control your own destiny, and you want a full control of your process, now is the time to get started. Our WhatsApp number is on the video, so reach out to us so we can basically start give you all the information, and then we can get the process started. So finish 2025 better than how you start, by having your own motor vehicle import license.
Alright guys, so this video is for all the persons that are currently in the market seeking to purchase a motor vehicle, whether it be new import or used, locally driven. You guys need to listen. I've been on this app. We have all seen the many fake, I'm going to call them fake, the many fake dealers on this app. There are more of them than the legitimate ones. Guys, the vehicle that are saying that they are repossessed, the markup seem like they're just coming off a Kingston Wharf. Can't be repossessed. The ones with the bag of payment plan or monthly payment, those aren't real. The ones that you are seeing with the vehicle being sold for liquor and nothing, them not real. The ones that we are sure, oh, them big ship come and dock a Kingston Wharf and them have over 200 vehicles, and they're having clearance sale with vehicles as low as 700,000. Those aren't real. These guys are going around, they're taking photos from the legitimate dealers' pages, They are going on the lots. Them see people vehicle on road will look nice and take the photo and I post them for draw on the in. And it'll work. Because when I open the comment sections to see the amount of persons inquiring how they can get this, they're interested, where can I view it? And all they're saying is WhatsApp, WhatsApp, WhatsApp. I saw one where somebody asked where's the location, the person said Kingston Wharf. Seriously? You guys are not thinking. The Trade Board Limited has a list of certified used car dealers. Go on the list. Do not send any money to anybody to secure no vehicle. If them telling us say 10 people want it, so send a deposit for all it, make the next 10 go on with it. Wanna work too hard for no money. For those gateway to do some of them little fool here. Wanna can't work so hard for no money and just dash it away. Not even if they say meet them at the police station. You can't just go to the police station yard and do business there so. Because for gain your trust, they're going to say, meet me at the police station then. Because you're going to say to yourself, say, no thief not going to go police station. And you're going to just fly gone. Be careful of the ones that are giving you guys location as well. Probably you're not going to walk with the money for buy the vehicle. Probably them just show you out of the one where you come in and take that one there. You don't have to Google. Do no research. Don't just send no money to people. These persons are using even legitimate car dealers' names to scam people. And I've seen situations where persons give these people money and then they reach out to the dealer asking if you have John Brown working there, if you have Stacy working there. And that you should have do first. Legitimate persons that are doing business, that have their business places. I'm not going to say to purchase from certified dealers only because I know how many persons that are doing legit business who don't have the dealership, but they're buying 1 and 2 vehicles through the legitimate dealers using their dealer license and they're selling their vehicles honestly. You have many persons like that. So you guys have to do your research. There's no way you guys can see a 2021 Honda Accord. It was a Honda Accord I saw or a Honda Civic, I'm not sure. And I don't want to tell a lie. For 1,070,000. And when you open the comment section, I thought males knew a lot more about vehicles than females. But it's surprising. Do una research before una send una money to people. No make them telling us that them are own no vehicle for no. Make a vehicle go on. Una have to do look better. Una have to do no research. I don't understand how una works so hard for phone money and that's a gateway.
What's up guys? So in today's video we are going to talk about buying used cars in Jamaica. I know it's something that is really challenging all over the world, but in today's video we are going to specifically focus on Jamaica. And of course it's very important for us to listen to Jamaicans first, which we have already, guys, because you know it's through them that you get to understand and know the legit information. And for me it's just a reaction or a commentary. And guys, thank you so much for always coming back. Kindly subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because every day we post a video over here about Jamaica, the land that we all love. So I mean, when you talk about buying a used car, first of all, what comes into your mind? What is being sold in that product? Like buying a used car, of course, number one, to minimize risks, and number two, it's affordable. Not really like to minimize risks, I'm sorry about that, but when we talk about buying a used cars, we need to know how to minimize risks and also what to do in order to get a good used car or a second-hand car. Yeah, that should have been our main point. Without further much ado, why do you think that people buy used cars, like especially in these third world countries? I understand in first world countries people buy brand new cars with zero mileage, and then after they have used it, they now sell it to dealers who thereafter, ship it to Africa and Caribbeans and these third world countries or nations or islands, and then the people there get to consume the product. So, number two, the reason as to why we think that people buy used cars in Jamaica is that there is something that you call insurance premium, which is much better compared to if you have bought a brand new car. So, when we talk about the laws and the regulations of governing, the business of buying second-hand or used cars in Jamaica, we have to you have to understand that it really follows strict and thorough laws and regulations. Number one being that if you want to import a car from abroad, you have to have you have to obtain an import license from the uh, governing body or organization body called Trade Board Limited, and that is before you start shipping the vehicle. Number two, if you want to import used cars, you must meet some age limits that is according to the laws of Jamaica. And of course, it's different if you are in another country. You cannot just import vehicles. Like, we are in 2025 and we want to import a vehicle make of 2020 or 2002, 2009. Oh, that doesn't make sense at all. So you'll find most countries wanting to import vehicles that are, from 2018 to recently. And also, the law of Jamaica does not allow dealers or anybody to import a damaged car. It's prohibited. And if you are a dealer importing used cars and you want to sell them to Jamaicans, or if you do that business, you also must have some requirements that you have to get it right before you do the business. In terms of registrations, you must have a spare part inventory so that whenever you bring a car, it has some spare parts, because I understand some spare parts are very difficult to obtain. And then, if you are a dealer also, you have to issue warranties on the vehicles that you are selling. So those are some of the laws and regulations governing the businesses that surrounds importation of used cars in Jamaica. But as an individual, what do you think you should check on? What do you think you should inspect before you buy a used car? Number one, check for documentation. Ensure that documentation is right and correct. The registration, the certificate, the ownership, all those documentation matches the seller, and that is very important. Number two, ensure that the inspection, service and maintenance history and mileage is correct. This is because most of the time you'll find that the odometer is tampered. You'll see a vehicle that comes with very low mileage, and in real sense, it had been used for so long. and also have a trusted mechanic, somebody who will go check on the vehicle, inspect everything, even if it means going with two mechanics, one that understands the outer body and another one that understands the electronic part of the vehicle, and someone who is truthful, so that by the time you buy this vehicle, you'll be in a position to understand what's happening. Is it going to serve you better, or it's just a matter of maintenance immediately after the purchase, which of course it might end up summing up to the cost of the vehicle, which is really, really frustrating. And it's not something that anyone wants to go through. Another thing that you have to do before buying a used car, ensure that you do what we call a test drive in all the terrains, so that you are guaranteed in the road, and you just have the confidence that I can go to anywhere, I can go to hilly places, I can go to rough roads, I can go to rough patches, and it's very important. After all, it's your money, right? And you need to enjoy it, not to get frustrated after that. So I know buying a used car is extremely affordable, but underline the word but. Take note of hidden history, or just know that it comes with the disadvantages, and one of them being hidden history. A vehicle probably was involved in an accident. It was repaired, parts replaced, and now it looks like nothing is really wrong. But just know that only that, they hid that part of the history. It's going to compromise your safety. Number two, there is an issue of non genuine mileage. As I talked before, the odometer tampering. A lot of vehicle dealers in most part of the world, they tamper with it, and that is why they say just do a test drive and everything comes back to normal. So if the odometer had been tampered, then yeah, or if it had been compromised, with the test drive it is able to show. But comment down below, let us know about it more. And then we have compatibility issues, whereby they import or you import a vehicle. Once it comes here, some parts are very difficult to get or to import, and it's hectic. So do market research at the end of the day. And also, if you are not keen, you might involve yourself, or you might be involved in a long-term maintenance cost, because probably most of the items or most electronic parts were damaged and you didn't know about it, and now it's just a matter of maintenance after maintenance after maintenance, and you'll do that until the actual money of the maintenance supersedes the amount that you used to buy the vehicle, which is very discouraging. And then documentation risk is another disadvantage of buying a used car, as much as it's affordable. And I can tell you guys, if you don't check on the documentation properly, you might get yourself into a very serious trouble with, of course, legal issues. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate your presence. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.